Alright, this is News 14 Carolina meteorologist Matthew East, and this is the latest edition here of East Weather Video. We're talking about our potential snow event coming up for tomorrow, Saturday here. And this is an interesting event. I'll show you what we're looking at here. First of all, this is based off the 12Z NAM. Now, I will say that I cut this video now as I'm cutting it. It's before I've been able to really look at any of the sounding data from the 12Z NAM. So most of these accumulation ideas I'm going to lay out there are prior to me being able to really ingest much of the 12Z NAM data, and certainly none of the 12Z GFS. But here we are. This is at 1 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning. An area of low pressure developing there over the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. Your blue line there, that's the freezing line, up at 850 millibars. Now let's move ahead 6 hours here to 7 o'clock in the morning. And at this point in time, we're seeing a lot of clouds around the Carolinas, and what I'll do now, we'll switch it over and show you the NAM's estimation of what the radar might look like at 7 o'clock in the morning, and that is light precipitation beginning to try to break out there over the western Piedmont of North Carolina. The heavier stuff still way back off to our southwest. Let's go ahead in time here. And there we are, the estimated reflectivity at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And at this point, a good chunk of North Carolina is seeing some snow based on everything I'm seeing right now. There is the 850 millibar freezing line at 1 o'clock, and it runs from, say, Rockingham up to north of Cape Hatteras there in northeastern North Carolina. So most of that precipitation that's falling should certainly be in the form of snow for the people in the Triad, Triangle, and the Charlotte viewing region. So that's at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. There's the estimated reflectivity 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, and that's still a lot of snow. I say a lot of snow, a wide area of snow, a lot of it light to maybe moderate snow falling across a good chunk of North Carolina. And there's your 850 millibar temperatures, even colder there. And certainly you see where the heaviest precip is really Raleigh-Durham, down to Charlotte and points eastward. This is going to be one of those systems where there's a very sharp northwest to southeast gradient. Pretty interesting in this system. This is one of those cases where the Piedmont will wind up with more snow than the mountains with the synoptic event here, and it could very well be the I-85 corridor winds up with more snow than the northwest Piedmont, simply due to that sharp gradient in the amount of precipitation. All right, there's the radar estimate at 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, and that is the snow ending. That's really just some light snow or snow showers on the backside of the system for much of the region, and there you are, the 850 millibar temperatures. We're getting pretty cold by this point as this next significant plunge of Arctic air really surges on in here. And by the way, that is going to be a big, big push of Arctic air that moves in and settles in here for a few days. Okay, my accumulation ideas. I don't have a graphic built for this, but just here's what I'm thinking as of now. And I explained all this in the blog write-up. And again, I'm going to reserve the right to adjust this as we go through the day today into this evening. I'll be on the air for the Triad market this evening, and that's when I'll put out my final call, is when I'm preparing all the on-air work for the Triad this evening. But as it stands now, for the Charlotte area, this looks like a general 2 to 5 inch type of snowfall. For the Triad, maybe a 1 to 3 or 4 inch type of snowfall. And for Raleigh-Durham, 2 to 5 inches. But I will say, parts of the Raleigh area could easily, if things line up correctly, pick up more than 5 inches of snow. Really, same story for the Charlotte area. Exactly where things line up could produce more snowfall than that. Up toward the northwestern Piedmont and foothills for Hickory, this looks like more of a lighter type of event. 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of snow there. Looks like the heaviest snow will be southeast of you. I will point out that especially in the western Piedmont, some pretty good snow ratios will probably kick in at the end of this event, looking at the sounding data as that Arctic air plunges in. The air mass begins to dry on out, at least not drying out, cool on down rather, at the upper levels as that Arctic air takes hold, and that could produce some higher snow ratios toward the end of the event. But again, that's my thinking right now. General 2 to 5 inch snowfall for the Charlotte metro area, 1 to 4 inches up in the Triad, 2 to 5 inches for the Triangle. Again, that's my preliminary thoughts. We'll adjust that as necessary as we go through today and into this evening. So, that's it for this edition of the video. Everyone have a wonderful Friday, and God bless.